If you've been tracking at all with Brandon Sanderson, you will know that in spring of 2022, he did some pretty crazy stuff with the publishing industry, specifically his Kickstarter for 4 secret projects. Now, all of those are good and fine and dandy. I've read all of them at this point. They're all very, very good, and it allowed him to branch out genre-wise too, especially with Frugal. But I think we should need to talk about something else that Sanderson was doing with that Kickstarter. Jed Hearn touched on this in one of his videos, and I thought I would want to elaborate on this as well. So Sanderson took the extra time he was given from not touring around the country continually for his author career and decided to invest it in something else, but he kept it a secret and he started writing it for his wife. That would be Tress of the Emerald Sea. And there's something very romantic about that. And I know people talk about this all the time, romanticizing your process, allowing it to be something that you can really enjoy and love, but also have a little bit of a romanticism of it, like I'm the writer. But Sanderson, I don't think he was really doing that. But what he was doing was he was learning to, again, enjoy the process. So we're going to talk about oh, by the way, this is a speech I had to give to my college public speaking class. It wasn't really like this. They didn't know who Sanderson was. I assume most of my audience does know, as this is a writing and booktubing channel. But if you don't know, he's a sci-fi and fantasy author, great author, wrote these books and some of those other ones on the shelf. Wonderful author, Finish the Wheel of Time. Go check him out if you have not, because if you haven't, I don't know if I want you to subscribe to me. Just kidding. But anyways, this is a speech I have to give, but I'm just revising it because the nice thing about college is it actually gives you content that you can produce pretty much right away. So we will be talking about the play work mindset shift, what Sanderson did with that mindset shift, and what we can do to achieve higher productivity in multiple spheres using that method. Sorry. So what is the play versus work mindset? So when we're told in school and in our careers as we develop into adults, and if you're already adults, thank you for tuning in. It's great to have you. But we're told that if we're not achieving something, usually we just need to work harder. And that's not necessarily the right answer in my opinion, because we have situations in our society where working harder isn't really realistic to achieve more, especially if there's classes throughout society. And if you can't really work out of a lot of those, but if you're not working, how are you going to achieve that? And so we're told to work harder and work smarter. But for us creatives, we tend to get burnt out really quickly that way. And that really it doesn't work as well for us. Although one thing I do want to point out, one of the reasons why Sanderson was able to achieve writing about, I think it was 5, if you count the one he's doing with his kids, extra novels during that free time he found during COVID, there is a lot of it is consistency. Sanderson is not such a prolific writer because he's able to write a lot. He's like, I have my 10,000 word days every other day. It's not like that where he's trying to pump out a bunch of words all at the same time and then kind of batch create. I think it's a lot more of consistency, and he talks about this in his writing lectures at BYU. And it's sitting down every day at the computer or your Remarkable or your typewriter over here and really getting those words in and trying to produce something that you might not be proud of right now, but you might be proud of in the long run after revisions, after all that, and getting past that and not allowing writer's block to really control you. And so there is that. But on the other hand, when I think about Sanderson, who did all of that during COVID, what did I do during COVID? Very little, I assure you. So it's not meant for us to feel bad about ourselves that much. So moving back into the play versus work mindset, what Sanderson did was he rediscovered the joy of creative writing. He hid it for himself, this is my little secret gem. This is my little secret gem heart that I'm developing. Writing this book with my wife, I am forging these stories and worlds within the cosmere that no one is going to know about. And because I think a lot of them he didn't intend to publish, I bet you at least one of them he most likely did. But, it was this thing that was, this is just for me. And it takes a lot of the creative range. And by doing that, Sanderson really allowed himself to re-experience what it's like to be beginning your writing journey. And that is something that I can sympathize with. I'm not a professional writer. I'd love to be a professional writer. That's my goal. But when you start taking and treating on dragonsteel.com, sorry, Dragonsteel Books, they have an article that is writing like it's your profession. No, I can't remember. It's by the person who wrote The Doll Maker. Anyways, Sanderson did a whole shout out on that. But when you start to treat creative writing as a job, and which is something good, it's that consistency as we were talking about with Sanderson, you start to lose the magic of it. And I think what Sanderson was doing and what I am trying to do currently is recapture the joy of writing, just having fun with in the moment, and that can really turn it into play. And this is not something that isn't applicable to other fields too. I'm trying to apply to all of them, but specifically creative writing and creative works. If you are able to play while other people are working, you're going to win every single time. And I think that is something that Sanderson maybe accidentally or intentionally realized while working on these secret projects, and that has benefited his brand so much. So if you had any other questions or things that you noticed about Sanderson's methods and his productivity, I recommend that you just put them down in the comments. I love to engage with you guys. Occasionally I'll accidentally miss a comment, so if that ever happens, just root me out and I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't respond. Love engaging with you guys. Love creating these videos. This one I had to whip together kind of quickly. That's why it's poorly edited. But if you found any enjoyment in this video, if you are able to capture any enjoyment in your creative works because of it, or because of what Sanderson was able to do in that, using the joys of creation and the joys of emulating our creator in creation, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, or through the links in the description below, heading over to my email list and subscribing. That really supports me in my long-term career, hopefully, as well as just here on this channel, and helps other people watch these videos. So these tips are things that you can apply to other jobs and works too. Enjoy your work, enjoy your craft. If you are playing, you will win every single time against those who are working. Blessings.